exclusive.
What's up YouTube, this is Galactic God, and as you can see I'm not on my normal channel today, so let me give a big thanks out to the Team Avalanche for allowing me to come onto their channel and talk to you guys today. I'm actually here to give you a deck profile on my Elemental Hero Bubble Beat deck, so without any further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Alright guys, here we go. This is my Elemental Hero Bubble Beat deck. I know a lot of hero players have kind of fallen out of favor with Bubble Beat in general. They kind of now more lean towards either a Light Beat or a Gemini Beat version of heroes. But I've always kind of really been fascinated and loved playing Bubble Beat. I took a version of a Bubble Beat deck to the 100th YCS about maybe a year and a half ago now, and just had a blast playing it there. Usually catches people somewhat off guard just because the speed it's just a lot more fast than I think Gemini Beat or the Light Hero Beat decks can be. It can just be a more explosive and can do a lot more crazy plays, I think. It is somewhat inconsistent at times just because of the very super low monster count here in the deck, but for the most part I think it works out really good. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the deck list. So as I was saying, plays a super low monster count, only 7 monsters total. Here we go. We got Elemental Hero Stratos, 3 copies of Elemental Hero Alias, and then 3 copies of Elemental Hero Bubble Man, and that kind of rounds up the monster count. Alright, so for spells, we are of course playing our 3 copies of Miracle Fusion. We have our Rhoda, 2 copies of Emergency Call, our 3 copies of Gemini Spark, 2 copies of A Hero Lives, 2 copies of Pot of Duality, 2 copies of MST, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and then I still like playing the Tecton Super Poly in the deck. I know a lot of Bubble Beat players do not like Super Poly just because of the super low monster count, but I always feel that you usually always have some kind of a hero on board, whether it be a Fusion or Neos Alias or a Bubble Man or even your Stratos out there. I always feel like there's something out there for you to use. And that's going to pretty much do it for the spells. Okay, so for traps, we have 2 copies of Torrential Tribute, 2 copies of Mirror Force, 2 copies of Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 copies of Fiendish Chain. For the 1-ofs, we have 1 Compulse, 1 Dimensional Prison, 1 Hero Blast, 1 Starlight Road because we're playing so many friggin' traps. I really like this card right here. Breakthrough Skill, since we're not playing Veilers, I think having 1 Tecton is kind of nice. And then 1 Solemn Warning. Alright, so for the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Elemental Hero The Shining, 2 copies of Absolute Zero, 1 Elemental Hero Nova Master, 1 Gaia, 1 Great Tornado, 1 of the Dark Hero. For the Exceed monsters, we play Heroic Champion Excalibur, Blade Armor Ninja, number 50 Black Ship of Corn, Photon Popple Operative, Maestro, Gaga Cowboy, and then of course our 1 Stardust Dragon to go with our Starlight Road. Okay, so there is a really cool 2-card OTK in this deck. For those of you guys who don't know how to do it, it's pretty much you just need an Elemental Hero Stratos and a Monster Reborn. And if you can clear your opponent's field off, or they just don't have nothing back there and you don't think they have a Gores or whatever, you can go ahead and pull this combo off. All you would do is you would start off by summoning Elemental Hero Stratos, which then allows you to grab your Elemental Hero Bubble Man from your deck to your hand. You're then going to set your Monster Reborn. You're going to special summon out your Elemental Hero Bubble Man. You're then going to go ahead and overlay. For this example, we're going to bring out Elemental Hero Excalibur. We're going to use Excalibur's effect. Go ahead and detach 2 materials. We're then going to play our Monster Reborn, those in the back row. Bring out an Elemental Hero Stratos. Stratos' effect will then kick in, allowing us to grab another Elemental Hero Bubble Man from our deck to our hand. We can then special summon out that Elemental Hero Bubble Man once again. Overlay. This time for Blade Armor Ninja, which is all super in the glare zone. Then we're going to activate Blade Armor Ninja's effect on detach material so that he can attack twice. You can then go ahead and attack 22, 22, and 4K, and that's 8,400 points of damage. There is another version of that OTK. For this one, we need 3 cards. All you would need is an emergency call, a hero lives, and then any hero monster, whether it be Stratos, Bubbleman, Alias, whoever, it doesn't really matter. For this example, we're just going to assume that we drew into an Alias. So you would start off the combo by playing a hero lives, special summoning out an elemental hero Stratos, which then would allow you to grab a Bubbleman and add him to your hand. Next thing you're going to do is go ahead and normal summon out your Neo's Alias. We're then going to go ahead and set our emergency call, which will allow us to be able to special summon out our elemental hero Bubbleman. We can then go ahead and play our emergency call. This allows us to grab another Bubbleman from our deck to our hand, which we can then special summon on out. We're then going to go ahead and just overlay like we did before for our Heroic Champion Excalibur and our Blade Armor Ninja. We would then just detach for their effects and get into that OTK mode once again. Alright YouTube, and there you have it. That was my Elemental Hero Bubble Beat deck. Remember, let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. And once again, just let me give a big thanks out to the Team Avalanche for allowing me to come onto their channel and talk to you guys. And I guess that's about it for now. This is Galactic God.